All right, they got him. They got him. They got Fleccas.
My technique for that, they say racists go home, and everyone's kind of like, oh, something's going on over here, and they look over, and they don't know who's getting yelled at. So then I just went to the guy next to me, and I was like, racists go home, get this guy out of here. And they kept going.
Yeah, just point to someone.
Yeah.
That's him.
And then someone's like, yeah, then like half the crowd's yelling at the wrong guy because they don't know what's going on. And then another trick too, which I did in that video as well, when the crowd's going crazy like that and they're yelling at you, I turn it into an intro.
Racists go home! Hey guys, it's Fleccas. This week we're at USC Ben Shapiro protest. All these college kids are mad at Ben Shapiro, and we're going to see what's going on. Fleccas talks.
It's like the perfect intro. Then I'm like, thanks,
so
guys.
good.
Like, we're good. I got the intro. And they all started like stopping their chants, and then they felt really dumb because they gave me great content. Can't just milk them. Milked the entire city of LA for 3 years. By the time I left, they even knew what hit them. Absolute Italian job. I'm out of there. Dealer hands.
Wow.
Bye. Now they try to find me. I'm long gone. Looking up my old address from 3 addresses ago when I lived downtown. I'm in Florida now, and I have a Draco. Bye.
Do not laugh at this next clip because this makes you a really evil person.
I'm a non-binary man, so there's a part of me that's not entirely man. And there's a part of me that's non-binary as well.
I identify as bigender. I'm a femboy, so I'm a man who sometimes or most of the time dresses up or experiences the female side of me.
I am the mucho grande me am a mucho grande
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
That sounds like me every time I go to Starbucks and I'm trying to put an order. Mucho grande. Like I don't know what order I'm making. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm not laughing. This is actually a transgender disabled activist called the Goddess Bunny.
They, I believe, they are clearly drunk as well. Goddess Bunny, absolutely. Like you said, the people who are taking control, it was from their victim status. So if you had something that you couldn't control, or if you're a little different than everyone else, like you lead with that to the point where you get extra credit points, and then like the least like exotic fun thing you could be is like a straight white male. So for us going into those events, like we were kind of standing out because everyone else had all these like cool things to show off and like leather outfits and their butt, stuff that we wouldn't really lead with, you know, Kez?
Yeah.
He's my boy. We're in a daddy-boy relationship.
And he's your daddy boy. What's a daddy boy?
Daddy-boy relationships, the best way I describe it is incest and mentorship.
That's the best way to describe it. I wonder what the worst way is.
Those are the people that we thought we would expose and like make, you know, kind of make light of the situation, make fun of the situation. And now those are the people that are actually trying to take control of the country. And if like the silent majority stays silent, those are the people that are going to continue to take more and more ground. So it's actually really scary because clearly they're mentally ill.
Yeah, and this was just 3 years ago that we used to laugh at the phrases like bigender, and now we could probably get deleted off of YouTube for laughing at bigender.
One day Goddess Bunny will look at us while we're in the gulag chained up, and she'll give us the he does not live. They hate America.
Yeah,
and it's
100%.
like some people can debate, and I've always said this too. It's like a liberal and a conservative might not agree on everything, but they have more in common than a liberal and a leftist. And the mistake is making it a binary thing. Are you left or right? Because then a lot of people just assume, well, I'm center left, and then they fall into the leftist category.
Right.
Those people hate the country. Those people want to tear it down and replace it with like one of their half-baked ideas. They're not like, oh, we need to improve this way and make it better. They're like, oh, we need to destroy everything and start fresh and put the demi boy and the God Bunny and put these people in charge.
Because if the weakest people are in charge, then you really are. And that was the whole point, was to get the people that are not in charge, so that behind the scenes you could pull the strings. And it wasn't like, so what was crazy though, people don't understand is like, this is on the tail end of a lot of these people had a big movement up front. Right when Donald Trump got elected, there was this real momentum, especially like in Los Angeles, where people were thinking, wow, we're going to take to the streets.
Like Women's March.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people were a part of that, and then it died down because there was no hype anymore. There's no virtue signaling. The economy started getting better. Things just we were, not getting into new wars.
Yeah.
We were starting to see actual progress in the country. And so people just got kind of lazy and tired. And these people lost momentum, and we thought it was funny to be like, losers. Like, I was
but
like,
their
what a
group
loser.
as well is like the Refuse Fascism group was always like five of them. But they were so serious. But the rest of the protest was everyone just like, woo!
Like native people dancing.
Yeah, but I wonder if we didn't take those 5 serious guys of the group so seriously, and maybe they radicalized everybody else.
They
and
should have
was
been
like,
arrested.
Yeah.
Those can be the future leaders of the country. And when we saw them at the protest, it's like Apple when it was in the garage, you know,
Right.
Microsoft in the garage.
Right.
And they want to be in charge, not because they deserve it or there's merit to or there's good ideas they have. They want to be in charge because the way things played out, it put them at the bottom of the totem pole. And they're like, oh, to make it even, let's take the bottom of the totem pole and put it on the top. But it's like, was the reason you're on the bottom of the totem pole because people hate you and are bigots and racist or whatever, or because of how capable you are and kind of how it panned out?
Yeah.
So they try to do that's what they do in history too. They want to rewrite history. And I was making a joke about this with Elijah yesterday. Like Netflix is going to do a show one day where they rewrite the moon landing and it's going to be like 1960 whatever. And they're going to have like trans people on the thing putting a trans flag and a person in a wheelchair and a demi boy. And they're going to say, oh, that's history. And they're going to rewrite history that way.
They already are.
That's
And
what's
like,
coming.
So these people decided to protest our event. And we decided to infiltrate our own protest and become protesters at our own event. But to show you how much I overcompensated.
Immigrants are welcome
You see me in the back out there.
Immigrants are welcome
Wait. Blaze Media shirt on.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had a little bit of a disguise myself. I was a little more, not subtle, but less aggressive than Elijah's outfit. He had like an Antifa outfit.
Were you wearing the same outfit you're wearing right now?
Basically, but plus something to hide my face. And this was before masks, so check this out.
Wow.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
So bunny outfit.
They did not suspect that.
They did. We ended up moving away from some of these things. We were getting targeted, so we had to move into some social movements. And we realized that there was potential for these videos. And we had some of these, we got into posters. We started making poster things. Jussie Smollett, which you call...
Juicy Smollett is a fake hate crime guy. Hate crime, read all about it. Juicy Smollett is a fake hate crime guy.
Yeah, so we decided to start doing non-controversial things, like raising awareness for leftist propaganda, like at UCLA, and this was the result. Let's play video, that last video.
Help stop fake hate crimes, guys. This is the third fake hate crime that got the news. Real hate crimes are not recorded on the news. The news doesn't care about minorities or gays. They care about pushing an agenda.
Okay, great.
It was so nice too because Elijah would always be the one carrying the sign. Because I would like hate to do something like that, like hold the sign with something like kind of offensive on it. So thank you, Elijah.
Yeah,
I was able to really work around you in your wake and get some great content without humiliating myself.
Jussie Smollett, Juicy Smollett, Jussie Smollett, however you say it, did a fake hate crime. What do you think about that?
See, I mean, we gotta look at both sides here, right? Like, he wanted to show a problem in America, so that's why he did it. But obviously his approach, like, because people found out, like, that approach, you know, did not work. It actually did the opposite of what he intended.
You think he should go to jail?
No, I don't think he should go to jail. I think he should face repercussions. I don't know about repercussions, but I don't think he should go to jail.
He almost, like, started, like, a race war almost. Right?
But
and, like, an
anti-gay...
anti-gay...
Nigerians who did it?
Yeah, his friends that he paid.
Yeah, so where was the race war?
Well, he said it was white people that were Trump people with red hats that said this is MAGA country and put a noose on his head.
There already is a race war, so maybe he's adding fuel to the race war, which I don't agree with that, but I don't think he should go to jail for it.
Hogwarts. Juicy Smollett, fake hate crime. What do you think? All right, put a jumper on, it's cold.
One person's action does not reflect the whole country's status.
Exactly. I mean, like, words are just words. Action actually starts because obviously actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, I mean, like, words can speak louder than actions because sometimes it's like the right thing to do. In this case, at least.
What do you mean?
That's a callback to John from The Overpass.
What?
John from The Overpass. Words are just words till action actually starts. The guy with the mask.
Words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
So this is basically what was happening. So we were at a Dinesh D'Souza and Brand Strzok event in Portland. And to show you how our relationship, by the way, as many of you know this show, has changed with Portland Antifa and how radicalized they've become since 2019, this is an event that we went to with Andy No. Andy No
was next to us
in Portland with Antifa walking around in a suit. Check this out. Let's play the first timestamp.
Be gay, do crime!
Be gay, do crime!
Be gay, do crime!
It used to be gay is a crime.
Oh.
Now it's be gay and do them.
Well, we should have listened to them because from the majority of Antifas that you've interviewed, they are all homosexuals.
They're pansexual.
And pansexuals and demi-boys, queers, all of it.
That sounds
Maybe
like a
it's
acronym.
hot to be like, hey, I threw a Molotov cocktail at a cop, and they're like, oh, boy, you gay, son?
It's
is
real
it a
LARPing.
prerequisite? It's a prerequisite. Is homosexuality a prerequisite for criminal activity in Portland?
100%.
I didn't say it. They did.
It's
They
like
said it.
they need to
They
do
did.
anti stuff. So it's like break the law because the law is like the truth and the thing you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Break the law. So it's like the natural truth would be like if you're a man, you date a woman, you gotta break that. So it's like I don't know if they're even gay. They're just trying to go against whatever they think was set up as like the norm and like whatever
Right.
you should be. Oh, you're a man, you should date a woman. Oh yeah, I'm a demi man and I'm
Yeah.
gonna date a girl or a pan boy or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they think that's good because like they're acting out, but what they don't realize is basically on like the core fundamental level, they're just like rejecting God.
Yeah.
So whatever the universe is created in a way where it's like
Rejecting
even and
truth,
balanced,
God,
and, yeah,
any-
they just want to
everything.
turn stuff on its head and do the opposite.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this. Oh, I'm not supposed to be mean to a pregnant lady. Oh yeah, watch this. I'm gonna yell in her face and call
Watch
her bitch.
me yell and attack old people as they walk around.
Go like this.
Let me go into restaurants while people are just minding their own business and start screaming at them and eating their food and things like that. Like, let me be the worst person and be gay. And that's the
Just
person
flip the
I'm
world
going to
on
be.
its head. Do
Yeah.
the opposite.
Yeah.
That's what their motivation is. It's like
They
cool.
love it and they feel happy about it. They feel proud because everyone pats them on the back, says, "You're gay? Sick." Like, that is the sickest thing. When it used to be like, it used to not be a sick thing to be gay. It was like, "You're gay? Oh, that's not so cool." But now it's like, "Oh, you're gay. Shoot.
Yeah.
You're sick."
You get points for that. And it's
Yeah.
like, I thought we were just trying to not take points away for that. Now we have to give points. So it's like
Yeah.
the goal, it used to be like, all right, the straight white people, according to them, were here and everyone else was like below them
Right.
because of how society panned out. And instead of just being like, okay, everyone's equal, and
Right.
you're on the same playing field,
Right.
now they think they have to bring it to here to
Yeah.
compensate for lost time. But
Yeah.
now you're just taking the whip from one hand and putting it on the other. So they're saying like, oh, you attacked us for so long. Treat me equally. They're not doing that. They're saying you attacked us for so long. Now it's our turn to attack you.
Yeah.
What's the message of the day?
Love everyone, accept everyone for who they are, their differences, their inequalities, like just tolerance and love and acceptance. That's
Totally
what
agree.
pride is all about.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
Him. Oh God, die. Honestly.
And it's like, I didn't attack anybody.
Yeah. Watch me
Okay.
burn down this
But look at
black
this.
person's business.
But look
Exactly.
at this. So like,
because white people are mad
Exactly.
about
Go
it.
to this on my screen real fast. Okay, so like that you bring up the point. Like I ran into this demon nun that had breasts exposed and this mermaid, transgender. And one thing that's interesting is I'm not going to play it, but the mermaid, they or whatever they are, was like, oh, like I said, how'd you get inspiration to become a demon nun and a merman? Like how'd you think of that? And they were like, said something to the extent of like, oh, I'm just really happy I was able to find myself. And what's interesting is the Bible says a man who seeks to find his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life will find it. And so what's really weird is like nobody was born to be a merman. Nobody was born to be a demon nun with exposed breasts. That's not who you are. But the more that you look into the heart of man to discover your identity, the more you will become clouded and confused and darkened. Because it's like you're an imperfect man. And then you look to an imperfect man who's looking to an imperfect man, and you go down the line, and it's like convoluted idea gets more and more convoluted until you become a demon nun.
It's like it's like a game of telephone in the world.
Of morality.
And it's like you can't seek your identity through the world because the world is clouded by all these people who are Jadavian clownies.
And it gets more confusing as well because when you look at like the self-love movement, fat acceptance movement, they're like, love yourself, like, don't go to the gym, don't lose weight. Like, you need to love and accept yourself exactly as you are. However, if you think that you're a man or a woman, then you can go and take surgeries and change yourself and do this stuff. So you're getting so many conflicting messages from the world as well about who you really are and who you should really love and accept as yourself. Because if you're overweight and fat and disgusting, well, you should love yourself exactly as you are. But if you are a man who thinks he's a woman, then loving yourself is actually changing everything about yourself. So everyone in that world is confused because you're getting so many different messages, and all of it is just totally lies and untrue about who you actually are. And they're looking for their own identity in who they like to sleep with, in everything, all their these weird outside things rather than you never hear them talking about like, hey, I'm a really generous person, or I'm someone who I love to have a good laugh, or my friends. It's like never things that you actually like are deep things about yourself. Like, you know, it's all these things of like, what's between my pants or whatever. And it's like,
and then the feedback loop, it's like then they hang out with other people that prioritize those things and think that way.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you're a demi boy. Oh, I'm a pan girl. And then
I really found myself now.
And they're like, oh, these people are
that's
accepting.
who you are.
This
who
is the
you
squad.
are is who you like to have sex with. That's your
guys,
identity.
What you're failing to say though is that how quickly this happens, how quickly that goes from the fringe to the mainstream is because it's like if we reject God and standard in society, these people quickly go from the fringe to the mainstream and they quickly convolute the greater whole. Like, look at this next timestamp from the musical video, like how much fun Antifa was having in 2019. It was a total LARP. Look at this.
Band
Do you guys know who this is? You guys called him a weird. They called you a
Andy,
milkshake
no,
man?
right
Never
there.
heard that one before. 10
I
out of
like the
7 out of 10.
box carrier. He's my favorite.
Oh,
7
so
out of 10.
encouraging,
Remembers his
Austin.
fantasy team. I was very encouraging to that
Yeah,
young man.
even Elijah's is like, yeah, don't worry, some more people will show up for the protest, and they're like, oh, okay, thanks, dude. Like,
I'm like, I like the box you're carrying. Like, you're cool.
Yeah.
And they're like,
they don't know how to respond.
loving the high vis balaclava. That's a great pickup. I love the high vis. That's very in these days, as we all know.
Because
say pee pee poo poo. Pee pee poo poo.
You! Yes, you! You in particular! And hey! All cops are bastards! Hey! All cops are bastards!
Are you nice? Are you nice?
I mean, I guess that's relative.
Okay. Let's see if we can find some common ground. What are you guys mad about?
No common ground.
There's no common ground. Well, I tried. Daddy in the fishnets. Loving those out of Daddy over here. I said Daddy in the fishnets. I said Daddy in the fishnets.
And we just rock.
I put the X over the flag.
Wow.
These are our friends.
People like to say we're the extremists. No, they set the precedent and we responded.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think that's a trap. It's not. We just have to know who the people are. They've set themselves up as enemies. Now, early on, obviously, we knew a little bit that they were violent. A little bit. Specifically, young people were violent.
I'm with you. I agree. Everyone should have their political voice, but these guys are the ones that get violent a lot. I've been dealing with Antifa. Not these guys, Antifa. Well, we can't identify you, so. Yeah, them. What are your pronouns you want? You guys, they.
Not like you care.
I mean, I do. I asked. You didn't ask me my pronouns.
God! Now he's dead! God! Now he's dead!
So like the media's lack of coverage and the media's removing of things and leaving things out and like taking things out of context is what kind of inspired us, I would say, to get going, but also it created a lane for us that needed to exist.
You have to step in and become the new media.
Exactly, because otherwise they won't. And then it's just like if you malign these people and misrepresent these events, by the time the truth comes out, like these people are going to be so emotionally worked up that you can't save them. And then we're going to have two groups going like this.
Right.
Which is basically what happened.
Yeah.
Notice the plastic knuckle-covered gloves for fighting. That's what they wear. It's part of the costume.
Didn't they put like a stink bomb in the back of your hoodie as well or something like that?
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
Someone's farting near us. Someone is farting near us.
Hey, what'd they stick in my hood? I just got it out. It was pepper spray. Smell it? Is it smell bad?
Doesn't look good. What? Oh, you got stink bombs.
Really not a lot of emotional or intelligent maturity there.
No one's in charge either, because if you were in charge and wise and the most emotionally intelligent person, you wouldn't allow the group to do what it's doing. So it's like Lord of the Flies. It's like chaos. It's just these people just running around. No one's in charge. Everything is upside down. There's no bearings. There's Dammy Boy. There's Pan Girl. I don't even know what the things are, but that kind of thing. And there's no bearings. There's no reality. It's just backwards world.
Back to what? Back to
Yes, of course.
We did an event. This is when Antifa started to rise at Long Beach State University. There was just a simple turning point speech. The violence started becoming repetitious, actually, and they started getting away with impunity. I mean, we have a lot of videos with violence, but check this out. We were there together.
Yeah, I think
talking about it is definitely, and like having the respect to talk to a person that is the complete opposite of you is also part of it. But I think activism like this is also effective too.
And I want to thank you very much for actually having a conversation, by the way, because most people won't talk because we are right-leaning, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
You lied to me.
What?
You're twisting everybody's words around.
I never even edited the video.
You're lying. You're baiting people into giving you responses.
I never did.
Yes.
What's your response?
You're baiting people right now. Get the fucking shit out of my phone.
How about that lady saying it's so important to have a conversation with people who think the opposite of you? Like, that's what this is all about. And you're like, thanks, I appreciate that as a right-leaning person. And then she was like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, did you not hear what you said? Or did you not mean what you said? Or is it a lie and you're just covering yourself? Or are you just like so blinded and confused that you don't even see the irony? And it's like, oh, you're going to take these out of context and make these videos. I get accused of that all the time of like selectively editing. It's like, guys, I asked what you're doing here. And you said, oh, Trump's racist. And I said, what did Trump do that's racist? And then you said, I don't know. Like, I don't have to edit that hard.
I don't think either should be shut down.
You hear them chanting, shut it down?
I hear them chanting, shut it down. I don't think it should be shut down.
So you're on our side.
No.
Like, I used to see the news be like, oh, the protesters are mad at Trump again.
Yeah.
This time it's about his taxes or Stormy Daniels or Russia. But they would never go to the person and say, like, what did Trump do with Russia? They would just say, oh, there's 1,000 people here. They're all upset. They must be onto something.
I don't know who Charlie Kirk is. I mean, I've heard like things that like TPUSA is like a fascist, pro-fascism, anti-Muslim, anti-trans, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know anything about it. There's so many people here that there must be some sort of pattern with what they're saying that might reflect some views that maybe aren't in line, and what's in line with what's progressive and what's socially just and what's socially right.
Yeah, I hear you, but at the same time, I don't think just because there are numbers that you necessarily have to give credibility. Just because their voice is the loudest doesn't mean it's right. That's kind of what we prove here at Fleccas Talks, but the mob is the mob. My name is Elijah Schaefer, and we're here with Fleccas Talks. Fleccas Talks is here as well.
Wait, what did you always say?
What?
What do you always say?
Like, share, to subscribe. I don't know.
All right, well, we got confetti. Can we give everyone a little confetti? We got confetti for Kez. Got confetti. Yep.